Now, many of you will know that when it comes to the penetration of Nio to other countries outside of China, Nio by the end of this year, they plan to have penetrated 25 countries. This is the long-term plan that Nio had. You will know that I think during Nio Day 2021, Nio already said by 2025 they see themselves penetrating or being present into 25 countries. And last year I think Nio penetrated 3 if not 4 more countries. There was UAE, there was Egypt, there was Azerbaijan, where they penetrated that market last year. And this year, because it's 2025, we are expecting a lot, way more penetration that we have seen onto Nio, because as it stands, I think their penetration it's around 9-10 countries at the moment. That's where Nio is present outside of China. And if their target is 25, it means that this year they plan on penetrating 15 countries, which is it's very, very key, and we look forward to that because that will unlock quite a number of sales, which is what we want onto Nio, especially knowing that they are targeting 450 sales this year. Now, the reason I'm taking you all back is that apparently there is a video, or there are rumors signaling that Nio might be targeting their next country might be, of course, Portugal. Portugal might be a place where Nio is targeting to penetrate next, which is something that, of course, it will be great to see Nio starting Portugal. Apparently, the rumor is saying they will create 2,000 jobs, which I think it's good for Portugal, right? And they will also take some of the R&D centers to Portugal, which again, that is good news, and it will mean that if they penetrate Portugal, they'll still be left with 14 countries to penetrate until they get to their target of penetrating a total of 25 countries by the end of this year. So there's a lot that is going to happen onto Nio, and I know sometimes we usually focus more on the actual sales or deliveries, which of course they're important, but we tend to forget that deliveries are also directly proportional to the countries where Nio is present. So the more Nio becomes present in countries outside of Europe, is the more Nio will be able to do well in those countries. So Portugal, it appears that it is going to be the next country where Nio penetrates outside of China. The Vice President of Nio Europe announced a launch of Nio Portugal strategic plans promising to create 2,000 jobs. According to the agreement, Chinese car companies will invest 150 million euros to establish China-Europe joint R&D center in Lisbon to provide new energy technology training for Portuguese engineers. At the same time, it's planned to build high-speed charging network covering the whole country by 2025. This is the plan that Nio is having at the back of their minds, but obviously we'll get to see more confirmation coming from Nio. We'll obviously see more good news or more about this coming from Nio, and we look forward to that. We accept that growth because, like I said, for Nio to double sales this year, they need to be selling their cars to as many countries as possible. And Portugal might be that country that takes us to the next level, and therefore it is important, it is an important strategy for Nio to penetrate Portugal. So yeah, man, I thought I'd give you this. And I know in Europe, some of the countries, because of the tariffs that were imposed last year in October, they are not selling that well anymore, except in Norway. Norway, there are no tariffs, still a 10% tariff that Nio pays or paid initially when they penetrated the European market for the very first time. But in other countries, Germany, Netherlands, Sweden, Denmark, there is a 20% tariff that Nio is paying or will be paying over and above the 10% which they were paying previously. So this is what we are seeing, and hopefully we get to find, or we get to see things improving. Big analysts said that tariffs can't work or they can't restrict Chinese EV makers not penetrating the European market, not to penetrate the US market. They can't stop that. Yes, in the short term it will work, tariffs will work, but in the medium to long term, those things won't be able to work anymore, because once these companies find a way to build factories in these countries, factories in these regions, they will be able to waive off the tariffs that was coming. And this, my friends, is something that we are going to see very soon. I mean, in MENA, Nio partnership with MENA, that one was pretty strategic, because you will know that cars that come from Abu Dhabi, I think, to the US are being taxed or are being imposed 2.5% of tariff, which is something that Nio going to build a factory there. It might also be strategic for Nio, right? Because any car built in, obviously, Abu Dhabi, it gets 2.5% of tariff imposed to them, which is something that we need to always have at the back of our mind. So yeah, man, I think things will get better with time. I know some of you are still disappointed at the deliveries for today, but blue sky will come, long term will win. Nio, don't forget that those deliveries that some of you are disappointed about, they represent a 62% increase year over year, meaning that the sales have grown by 62% as compared to the sales we saw in February of last year, which this is good news. This is progress. So yeah, man, just thought I'd give you this quick update. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Blue sky is coming, long term will win. That's all from me. And hey, don't forget to share this video so that the new community can continue growing, so that this good news can continue going to the people that are investing onto this stock, that are in China, that could go and buy Nio, because there are quite a number of YouTube channels that are making people to be aware of Nio Onvo, which the more we share this, you share these videos, is the more people, of course, will be flocking onto Nio, being it investing or buying Nio cars. I'll see you on the next one, and God bless you all.